For the word of God that went forth to man is the word of power, not known to man. And man could not know the ways of God, nor could man access the powers of God, because man did not walk in the love of God. And God taught all the children that the way to God was the way to love. And the love of God that was in the heart of God was the love that was given to the children of God. And because the children of God did not remember how the heart of God is within their own heart, they did not know how to find the love of God hidden in the heart of God that is within their own heart. Everywhere in the world, God has shown man that he lives in a world without love. For love brought forth the goodness of God in the greatness of God that giveth man to work in the wonders of God. And wherever man went in the world without love, he neither found the goodness nor the greatness of God, nor could he work in the wonders of God. And so everywhere that man wandered on earth, he wandered always in a world he did not know. He could not know. He would not know. And he could not and would not know these things because he has not love. Wherever man walked in the way of the flesh, he found nothing but the lust of the flesh. In finding the lust of the flesh, he found all that which was of a lower life, because he did not walk in the way of the Spirit. And except man found the way to walk in the way of the Spirit, he could not find the way to the heart of God that is hidden within his own heart. Everywhere in the world today, God changes everything. God alters everything. God rearranges everything. Because God showed man that whatever he had done to the world God had given unto man, that God would undo it. And God has the power to undo that which man has done. We have said over and over and over again to all the children that they must come out from among those that are not of them. For when they did not wait for God to teach them how to return back to being great and mighty, the children of God became partakers of the things of the tribes of earth. And so they too stoop low before your God, doing things that God did not give them to do, working in ways that God did not give them to work in, and always finding the things that are despicable in the sight of your Father and Mother God. These things we have said unto you, that you say to the children. For many of our children have ears, but yet they do not hear. And when they do not know who they are, they do not know who God would send among them to show them the way to walk back to light. And all these are the ways of God that said to them, you must come out from among them. For unless you find yourselves in the lands which God has given unto you, you will not be able to receive the things of God that are sacred and divine. For God showed them that wherever they went among the many that are not of them, that they have never found the way to their own salvation. They couldn't find it because God showed them that they do not see what is before them. Man walks always, never recognizing that all that he sees is all that deceives him. And that which deceiveth man is that which man goes after. For everything that he saw that became the apple of his eyes, he went after them. And he did not know that in going in the direction that he is deceived, that he would never be able to discover the truth. And so the way of man was always the way that was wayward. Man went in the wayward way, he found everything that was false, and he always followed that which deceived him. These things we have given, that in all the ways that you speak and teach and preach, so will the reawakening of the children of God occur. For God taught man that God can give man to forget anything that he knew, and to remember what God wanted man to know. And God giveth unto you that in all the ways that the children of God had become partakers of all the things that are despicable before your father and your mother God, so would we erase it from them. God knows how to erase any memory man has, how to take out of man that which God giveth not to return back into man. Because God always shows man that whenever he forgets, it is God taking it away. Whenever he remembers, it is God returning it to man. And because man became so mindful of himself, he did not know that it had nothing to do with him. It had to do with the command of God to the Spirit in man that was manifesting through man what it is that God can do. And man had no way of knowing these things. In teaching the things that we give you to teach, you always know that the children of God will wake up to know that they had gone the wrong way, they went the wayward way, and they were lost in the wayward way. And in coming back to the ways of God, God giveth them never to remember these ways, because these are not the ways of the Father and the Mother Creator gods that were ever given to them. And when they followed the ways of the many that are of evildoers, they did not know that they could no longer access that which is of the greatness of God that was given to them, that made them great, that made them gods, that made them rulers. They cannot remember how they were gods, how they ruled earth, nor how it is that they exercise God's sovereign might in order to transform a valley into a paradise. None of these things were ever remembered by them, because God showed them that when they lost the love of God, they lost all that which made them great. God shows everybody that whatever they have done in this world, not ways that it is done, these were not the ways of a divine God to man. We give no man to barter, we give no man to sell, we give no man to own. For every way that God had created all things, God wanted man to know that God gave it freely, so that in every way that it would be taken freely, it would also be given freely. And none of these things were ever known to man, because God showed man what he did not understand. Why God said, you have all gone the wrong way. You've gone the wayward way. You've gone the way of sin and error. Because sin represents the way in which man took all that which was in the divine order of God, turned it upside down, and distorted it in so many ways that no one could remember what the world was like when man came forth in the divinity of God, working in the divine and sacred order of God. Teach these things. For the way to God is true love. And except the children find the love of God and the heart of God within their own heart, they cannot find a way to know God.